Welcome to the Daily HiFi podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Today we've got a few guests. Always is with me is Mr. Joe Intel, and today we've got Jay and Fred or Frederick or IMZ, one for you to envy. I did it. I just read it. I was like, "What's up, guys?"
So you want us to say Jay because it says Jay right here, but I know you as Efeezy, 40 water. E40.
You can call me whatever you want, just not late to dinner, and we're good.
Okay, all right.
Look at that.
So yeah, these guys are there with us in the after shows. They're part of the Daily HiFi Crew. So if you see like people in the chat, like Chris Wyndham, it says like Hi-Fi next to his name. That's because they're part of the crew. And we do some little extra stuff, a lot of extra stuff. We're in there in that chat in the after show for quite a while. And as Fred may know, he's being quiet right now, but that's just for like
he's charging up.
He's charging up, he's revving up. So yeah, we have a good time. These guys are our friends, and it's cool that we got a chance to meet up in the after shows and just talk about all kinds of stuff. We have a good time. We have a good group of folks in the Daily HiFi Crew. So
yeah,
I'm happy to have them on here as well as everybody in the chat.
That's right. We got Kevin here. Kevin, did you just that looks familiar, that picture? I don't know. Did you buy a toolkit today? I don't know. True Voice of Reason, what's up? Tim Perry, how you doing, buddy? Joe and Tell, I don't know about this guy. Like you're saying. Stephen ATT, what's going on? Dinner Bell and Daily HiFi appears to arrive at the same time again. Oh, it's all good, man. We'll catch you on the replay.
So somebody told me in the comment of one of your videos, I said, "Oh yeah, something sus," and he said, "You're too old to say that." And I said,
"Dude,
I thought that was hilarious."
No cap, huh?
Yeah, I'm too old.
Yeah, I try to kind of stay hip with stuff, but there's times where it's like I don't even know what that means. Times are changing.
Yeah, what I told him was just basically, I am getting older, and I just use that because I'm just too lazy to say the full word. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anytime I can cut it down, save some time, I'm cool with that.
I think it gets a little out of hand though. Like we went from baby, right, to babe, to now bay. They just took out a second B.
What is the next one?
I don't know. Bah. It's gonna be Bah. Hey, Bah. What's up, Bah?
It'll just be a nod.
Back.
Yeah.
You see, I know that I'm old because I didn't even know that.
But you could school us on stuff that we'd be like, I don't even know what that means. It's like, how the hell did you not know about that? We're doing that in Harlem back in the 70s or whatever.
Well, it's good. Fred, you look very, very young. So, health is wealth. I have to, I kind of want to mention that just because Tim, our editor, he has a few, he has he's been having some headaches lately, and so we told him just chill out. If it were up to him, he'd be making videos in the hospital
all day long,
no matter what, right? And so we had to tell him just chill, relax, take a little break. So if you guys don't see the daily videos like you are used to, you may find that maybe I'll do it. It's probably not going to be as good as what Tim can do. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be as good as what he can do. But so shout out to Tim. Rest up. Enjoy your little relaxing staycation. And also shout out to Aaron and his friends. If they're, I don't know what to call them. Hopefully everybody's feeling good.
Yeah.
Health is definitely wealth, right? Yeah. We talk about all this stuff, money stuff, but the moment you get sick, you realize like, man, all that stuff
doesn't matter.
I'll pay anything to feel healthy.
Yes. I remember seeing a meme kind of on those lines. There was a kid on the skateboard on like just the side of the road looking at an old man in a Ferrari. He's looking at him like, jealous. And then the old man in the Ferrari is looking at the kid with the skateboard. He's like, I wish my knees could handle something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
it is all relative.
I think we have like like 3 or 4 people in our after show with like a boot and like foot problem. Like that's what it's gonna be now. Everybody has a boot.
I don't know what you mean.
Mine's. I don't have.
He
You
can't
know
even-
what? I have a 2-story. Man, going up and down the stairs. So I either got to wear it when I'm just downstairs or I'm upstairs. But if I have to go up and down, I'm just like hobbling.
Stuff. Yeah.
It's
Like
too
it
far.
feels like you're just gonna fall because I already have a big foot and then it's a really big boot on top of that and just regular stairs. So it feels like I'm just gonna fall over just trying to.
Yeah.
You can't flex your foot. You know.
Backstage, Jay said that Joe can call him anything he wants. So Joe, now you hear? Bigfoot. That's all you need to call him now.
Bigfoot. Oh, that's Bigfoot.
He said he got a Bigfoot.
All right.
There it is. There it is. New nickname.
All right.
Bigfoot Jay.
Hey, in the after show one time, Fred, you told me that you used to do 200 push-ups like straight, like at a time. I don't know if I believe that because right before this, I took a little nap, right? And I was like, you know what? I gotta, get pumped up and feeling good. So I did like 50, and I thought that was pretty good. But 200 just sounds.
That sounds like a lot,
some
dude.
Goggins.
Well,
like, what is this?
it's funny because it was actually 210.
Oh,
210?
Yeah. It was actually
It's not
210.
enough.
But
Yeah.
but you got to keep in mind that, at that
your
time,
baby push-ups. You're using your knees.
no, true push-ups. As a matter of fact, I used to try to throw in the hand clap ones, but that would just like slow everything down.
And over here doing 210 clappers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that'll really
Behind his
do it.
back
So,
even.
yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
Prepare yourself.
But yeah, 210
doing the
push-ups at the
handstand.
time. When you're young, there's a big difference, and I say that all the time to people. Like, age is beautiful because come on, what's the alternative, right? But yeah, 210 was every morning 210, and like I said, as far as chin-ups, I could do chin-ups like it was going out of style. I did at least 45, and now today I don't think I can do one chin-up. So.
You could do. Hold on. Somebody's saying that my audio is low. Is that right? Audio
No,
is still low?
sounds
Okay.
good to me.
All right. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even hear mine. If it's good or not. I don't.
No, yours is good too.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah, hopefully that fixes it. Who was the one saying JR? Yeah, health as well. Stay healthy. Chana, let's get in shape. I think we should get in shape. That should be the new thing.
I'm eating Krispy Kreme over here, bro. What are you talking about?
All right, forget it. I'm gonna have this this nice coffee.
That's way better than getting in
That
shape,
looks
right?
good.
Yeah. Hey, Chana, you posted a new video this morning, and I think it was some people were saying it's kind of vague, and that's okay. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I saw this.
Round is a shape. Get in shape. Round is a shape. Jeremy says.
Rev.
Hey, did you tell him yet, Joe?
I saw this right here. Change is hard. So getting in shape, change, all that. It's hard. By the way, that background is looking.
Yeah, that
great.
looks nice.
background,
It looks like
That looks great.
you got like a canal box.
There's I even added the spatial toolkit behind my shoulder.
Oh, that's looking good.
Yeah.
It's even looking
It,
better.
it looks fancy. It looks like you're in the Apple store.
I was just there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, but yeah.
Well, yours is better.
There was this. I called in a favor to my favorite interior designer. Yeah, his name is Jose.
Oh, that's me.
That's him.
I have a special name. There's Fresh Hater J, and then there's Jose.
Jose.
Dude,
Jose, make the
Yeah.
background look clean.
we get crazy. I'm like, move that over a little. Turn,
like, Tiny details. He's like, move it over just like an inch. I'm like, dude, I gotta get up again. Come on, what's going on? What's up? But yeah, it looks good. Looks sharp. I can shoot during the daytime. I can shoot at night. Although during the daytime, there's a lot of gardeners around. There's a lot of gardening happening. So like, I was like, man, like there's just. I'm just saying, all right, maybe I'll shoot a video. Oh, okay, there goes that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big thing. It's funny because sometimes 7 o'clock in the morning, it's like as early as they can start. You just hear them blowing away.
Hey, they're working. That's it. You can't, can't do something. I'm just trying to shoot a YouTube video. Who am I? I'm just a jerk. I'm shoot a video. What
man.
lens do you have on the shelf? What's up? Oh, BB photo. Well, the lens I'm using right now is a Sony 35 millimeter G Master, the gangsta mode. We're on gangsta mode here, and that's the one Joe really likes. F1
I like that one.
That's the one I'm using. Oh, we just made a sale. Oh yeah, before we forget, Black Friday sale is going on Spatial Toolkit. What code should we use, Joe?
I think we should probably. Oh, look at that! 15 spatialcd.com. Use the code DHF15.
Sale ends Friday night, 11:59 Pacific, and so then over there we got the we have the 20 millimeter. That's just a gangsta. That's just the G, right? Then we've got the 24 millimeter gangsta mode, and then the other one is the 14 millimeter gangsta mode because wide angle shots. And that's it. Those are my lenses. Those are the faux 4 lenses that I got for the Sony. Pretty nice. I still have all that stuff from the Panasonic too, Joe.
Oh my! You didn't sell it?
They're just sitting there on the shelf somewhere. So
we got to do some kind of sale. I have too many cameras around here too, and lenses. You've seen them.
Oh yes, Joe. You think this is a lot? Joe's got a whole bunch. I mean, I made 400 YouTube videos with my cell phone. And when I went to Joe's place, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to bring all my stuff. We'll shoot a video. And he's like, he sees me put a tripod with the cell phone mount thing. And he's like, that's it. This is yours.
Yeah, man.
He's like, so you have 30,000 subscribers. Why are you not using a real camera? And then, then I got a real camera. Thanks, Joe.
I got you.
On lenses I didn't need and all this stuff.
so how are you doing though? Like I think some people were thinking that your video is a little bit vague, and I think maybe you did that on purpose, but
yeah, I can't really talk about a whole lot of details other than the fact that I am in a different place, mentally, physically, and all that kind of stuff. And my time was being stretched. Like I think I was getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep on the regular, which I know Joe, you do that all the time too. And
took a nap right before this, yeah.
And so I had a bunch of different jobs, so I just kind of quit everything and left. And it's pretty tough, I'd say, to as 13 years in one place. That home, we were in for like 10 years. That job, my night job, I was there for like 10 years. And all my businesses, that I started there, dude, I used to teach piano and guitar out of my house.
Oh yeah.
And I would have like 15-ish students. Did that for like 4 years. And I would do it just like my piano teacher did. I had a recital because you need to scare the crap out of these kids to like get out there and perform. So they would freak out, and I'd have to like figure out, okay, what songs can you play? What songs can you play? And how can we all play something together? Like, I would rent out the theater. Right as school was ending, we'd have this recital and all this kind of stuff. So, the kids loved it. The parents loved it.
Yeah.
So there was that. There was like my world famous karaoke night. We got people like Jamie Foxx rolling through, singing it up with everybody, my wedding DJ business, the DJing at the ski resort, all that stuff.
Yeah,
all done.
Yeah,
time to change. Something.
But you're doing well because you look pretty good.
I mean, I can't complain other than the fact that like my mom's making all this great food and like I gotta start working out or something. Yeah, I'm getting quite. I think swole is not the right word. It's the.
You're bulking right now or what?
You're muted, Jay, just so you know. I don't know why.
He's in the bulking phase.
I'm in the bulking phase, yeah. Hold on.
You got a lot of support on that video though. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that was actually very moving that the responses I was getting that hey, we're here. Even some of the old school heads from like 2016, 2017 showed up. Hey, man, I still watch your videos. I just don't comment. But, I'm glad you're still going to, make videos and all that kind of stuff. So
there's one in there, Shauna, from this dude. IMZ one for you to envy. It's really good. You should
yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually, hey, Wendell, what's up, man? I was actually very surprised at everybody. So thank you guys. A lot of people said they were going to put me in their prayers and all that kind of stuff. So that was,
Yeah.
this is the part where Chana transitions and becomes a Chinese.
Oh no, please no.
Jeremy.
It's funny though. So you have like this video, real heartfelt. You could tell like even the pacing's like not your typical like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like it was a serious video.
Yeah.
And yeah. The funny thing is in the video, like you still go and you do like a shout out for the spatial toolkit. And by the way, we have a spatial toolkit.
Before, yeah, exactly. Because hey,
no shame.
On a Black Friday sale. People have been asking about a Black Friday sale. So it's only right. We don't really put it on sale a whole lot. I guess we might have to do a holiday one next month. It's kind of interesting, having like an online business. It's first time having an online business, so it's kind of it's different. It's cool. It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do. Joe and I were up late last night making ads.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you guys, like, this is some funny stuff, dude.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, keep an eye out for the ads.
So I kind of feel like, if you have YouTube Premium, you're not going to see any ads.
You won't.
So they're pretty good.
YouTube went on a tirade against all ad blockers. A few weeks back, but the ad blockers are winning now. So it looks like they're kind of giving up because I noticed that the ad blockers are working again. So
ad blockers.
Yeah. Jay,
oh my goodness.
Can you hear us?
I get it. It's
yeah,
all
Jay's
good.
He's unmuted now.
Yeah, he's unmuted now, but is he frozen? No, there's something going on in the background there.
Yeah.
You just can't hear us. Jay, what's up, Jay? Jay?
You can't hear us yet.
Yeah.
You can't hear us yet.
He'll
figure it out. He's a techie guy. But yeah, I posted a link to your video. It's a good video. Yeah, it's right there if you want to check it out after. What else? What else we got going on? So yeah, we got the spatial toolkit sale. Never goes on sale. Well, hardly ever goes on sale. But for Black Friday, I figure we should participate. While we're plugging stuff, let me plug this before we start getting into all the stuff. Join the Daily HiFi Crew. That's where we all meet up. What else? If you want to ask a question, super chat is fine, and we appreciate that. And we have our merch. Daily HiFi Crew merch is at shop.dailyhifi.com. Look. There. Boom. Fred right there. Thank you, Fred. Yeah. We got some
good job, Fred.
Merch here. Here, this is how it looks if you go to that. I had some time to show some stuff. Window. Okay, so this is the shirt I'm wearing right now. Or this one. Boom. Right there. So if you want extra, you want XS? Is that what you wear? Fred, XS?
No, actually, I'm normally I wear large, but I'm getting small, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure you need.
I may need a medium now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we needed to get a double XS.
We may see.
Yeah, but yeah, this is one of them. The hat that Fred has there, and I kind of want to talk real quick. I never mentioned what the design was. Somebody asked me. The orange is supposed to be like kind of like the sun coming up, or something like that. Because it's daily. We're supposed to do daily, and then the blue is supposed to be kind of like the sky. So it's kind of that, daily stuff, right? But then, if I'm going to be honest, it's really just because
of the car.
This car's hot, and I like the colors from it.
Color scheme, yeah.
What is that? GT40. So.
Yep, GT40. And then Porsche does a good one with a Gulf blue and orange, which is the same color scheme, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah,
that's that. What are you guys saying over here? Sunny skies in AZ. What's up, Mike? Thank you for also being part of the crew. I see you right there.
That's right.
I see you.
Let's see. Somebody said Chana's background is definitely a vibe. I hate that saying, but hey, man, it's all good. Tony, thank you, Tony. Says Chada's background there is best he's ever had. Give it up for Jose.
Yee.
And I finally got all the sounds on my soundboard, so we were up and running with that. So if we were ready to start some stuff,
Okay.
we can get into it. And if we need to be like, hey, hold on, we need to back that up.
Back that up.
We're good
All
to
right.
go.
And how about the most important one, though?
Joe's theme song. Oh no. He says the most important one is this one.
Return that. Yeah, that's what you need. That's what Shauna needs right there. That's how we stay monetized.
That's how we keep it a family-friendly show.
So let's get into a little bit of audio.
Okay,
You know, just wanted to introduce these guys. But yeah, let's see here. Did you guys see this here? I posted about it.
What's that?
This right here, the Odyssey
Yeah.
Black Friday sale.
Mm-hmm. I gotta jump on that at some point.
Yeah, for MultiEQ-X.
Mm-hmm.
So normally it's $199.95. Oh, okay. But it's $149 right now, 25% off. And I think this is one of the best things you could possibly buy for your system, in addition to our spatial toolkit, right? Because our toolkit shows you some of the issues with your system, but this allows you to fix the issues in a very specific way. So it allows you to, let me get this off the screen. This banner. This allows you to basically turn your AVR into a mini DSP. That's the way I see it. Like a filter bank, you can go in there, put all kinds of PEQ settings, pretty much as many as you want. And that's amazing. And of course, Magic Beans, when it's released, very close, still working on the iOS part, but when it's released, it will work with Dirac. Fred knows, because we did it on his system. But it also works with Odyssey MultiEQ-X, and I think that I can get better results with it just because it lets me do so much. It's really like it's good if you're doing manual calibration.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Only if you have Den and Marantz, like Chris Hamilton was saying here. So this is only for Den and Marantz.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to know if yours is compatible, it'll say it. When you go to the Microsoft store, it'll say a list of all the things that it works with. But
you're not getting a refund once you pay for it. Microsoft. You're not getting a refund, bro.
Yeah. But one easy way to remember is just if your AVR works with the Odyssey Editor app, that $20 app, then it should work with MultiEQ-X as well.
But now, so this is not available on Mac OS.
No,
not technically, but if you are using an Intel Mac, you can run Boot Camp.
Yeah,
it's Windows. Yeah, it's on Windows. Or is it Parallels? I think Parallels has a M1
Parallels
emulator. I use VMware because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use VMware, install Windows, and run it on a Silicon Mac. But I think it's great. Fred, we did Magic Beans on yours.
Yes.
Right? What kind of speakers do you have again?
I have the whole Arendal.
How about this? Why don't we talk about your systems? Everybody kind of knows what we have. Maybe Chana, you could talk about yours too, because you have a new setup.
This new one,
but
the garbage one that everybody on Facebook was.
We'll get into that in a bit. Yeah, we can get into that. But Fred, what do you have?
Okay, so currently I'm running in Marantz AV10 preprocessor. I have several Emotiva amplifiers. I don't know the model numbers because I don't follow. I'm not really crazy into like models. So if I get stuff, I need you guys to help me out. But I think it's the XPA 5 Gen 3. So I have one of those, and then I have 3 of the basics amps. I have a 3-channel and 2 of the 4-channel ones. And then for my speakers, I have the Arendal 1723 THX towers. I have the Arendal 1723 THX center. And then for my sides surrounds and my rear surrounds, I have the Arendal 1961 monitors. And then for my 6 overheads, I have 1961 bookshelves. And then my subwoofers, I have 4 SVS SB 3000s. So that's my subs. And then, of course, all the other stuff that goes along with it. I have, of course, I just recently got a projector, and that was, of course, based on listening to my big brother Joe. Because I was running, I had an 83-inch OLED, which I still have, but I took that down and put the projector up, so I have a 142-inch silver ticket screen, and then I have the BenQ HT 4550 projector, which I actually love that thing now. And then I have a bunch of, my room is acoustically treated, so I have treatment. I have
you got a lot. There's like clouds and everything, right?
Yeah, I have the clouds. I have a bunch of stuff. I got the whole room done. As a matter of fact, I had to take out some of my bass straps when I put my screen in, because my screen takes up the entire front wall. So I took the bass straps out of there.
What, you got 150, right?
I got 142. I'm not in the club yet. Yeah, I'm not in the club yet. Maybe when I grow up. Yeah.
Oh, close. So close. That's like the magic number.
Yeah.
You're so close to it.
I was so close. I was so
that's
close.
like,
you know the old joke. You know
Fred,
the old
Bentleys
joke.
were $1 yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
You missed out on that one.
I know. You know.
I've never
yes,
heard that. That's funny.
So
Yeah,
with that,
Bentleys were $1 yesterday.
I
So-
I was just
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
I was just going to say, as far as the other equipment that's in there, because I love music. So I have a DAC. I have that Eversolo, I don't even know the model, DMP A6, I think it is. And then I have a Zedu.
Zedu.
A Zedu, UHD 3000. And then I have a Blu-ray player, and I don't know the model number. I really don't, guys. And because I'm not that much into the equipment. I get it because it does what it does. And then
You barely remembered what your streamer was. You're like, Z. It starts with a Z. I know it doesn't start with a K.
Yeah.
It starts with a Z something.
It wasn't.
Hey, so what did you have before the Arendal speakers, and how are you liking the Arendal speakers?
Okay.
And let's summarize that from 2 hours to like 2 minutes.
I'll try to give you my brief.
This man needs to be hired by them. He's gonna make you want to just invest in the company, not even buy their product. Just give them all your money.
The one thing I can say is that it's sincerity. That's the key. Right.
Okay.
If you're just like kind of making up stuff because you brought it, and it's like you have to feel like you have to kind of boost it up because you paid money for it, that's the worst thing to do. You got to tell the truth about everything. And then like I said, that's why I don't remember like equipment numbers and models that much, because it's really what it does, right? It's so with my Arendal speakers, before I got them, I was using some Boston Acoustic A200s, which were from, I don't know, 30 something years ago. I loved them at the time. Very mellow, kind of, warm sounding speakers and towers. And then my center was a Boston Acoustic, the largest center that they had made back in the day. And then my overheads and my surrounds were all Infinity. They were the monitor, I think like something like 165 and 165 monitors. So yeah, so that's what I was using before. And of course, after speaking with you, Joe, you kind of said, Fred, you need to, voice match your speakers, because it's just going to be a heck of a lot better if you do that. And I did that. I actually, the Arendal speakers, since they had like a 60-day trial where they pay for both shipping to and from, there was no risk to bring the speakers in and actually see if I liked them or not. And honestly, when I got them, I just fell in love with them, right? There wasn't even a thought of sending them back once I got them, so I could be a spokesperson for the company, and I know they have a bunch of ambassadors, and I'm not one of their ambassadors, but I just love the speakers, right? And it's everything because I love the sound, right? I listen to a lot of music, and when I got them for home theater, right? Mostly, but after they came, it's like it took me back 30 years. I was back listening to music again and loving it, right? So yeah, I do love them.
You see the thing down there, Fred? What it says over there?
Not sponsored.
Not
Not an ad. Yeah, and it's true. It's not an ad. It's just what I truly feel. You know, the thing is with the Arendal speakers, if I could just like speak just a little bit about what I like about them.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please do.
So with my Boston acoustics, they were great because they were kind of warmish sounding speakers, and they kind of ticked the boxes for me at the time. But when I heard the Arendal speakers, I don't like bright speakers, by the way. I never did. I just don't like bright speakers. I don't like speakers that have a real harsh, hot mid to high end. That to me, when you're listening to acoustic instruments, it just does not sound right. Right? It may sound good for certain things, but for acoustic instruments, it's not right. And when I heard the Arendals, the thing that really got me with them was that they were not bright, but they were right. It's almost as if I were tuning the speaker and I would kind of push it to the point where it was just at the edge and then backed off. Like
Mhm.
that's what it comes across to me. So that's what I love about them so much, because when I listen to a lot of classical music too, right? And I'm familiar with a lot of the famous Stradivarius and Guarnerius violins and things like that. I've heard them so many times. I know what they sound like. I've been to a lot of those concerts. I know what these things sound like. So when I listen and when it sounds the way it's supposed to, that's what I look for in a speaker, right? Not something that's overblown or anything like that. So that's kind of what I like.
Oh, there you go. Not sponsored.
You
Hashtag
got
not
it. I don't know how that wasn't an
It's an
ad,
inside joke.
but
It's an inside joke that we have because in the after show, Fred has told us how much he likes these speakers so many times. Like like he goes on about them because he really likes them, right? And so our joke is like, oh man, sponsored. But yeah, definitely not sponsored. I'm glad you're enjoying them, man. It makes me happy that you have a system that you can enjoy.
I want to comment on the projector thing, actually.
Okay.
Because I was using an 83-inch OLED, and honestly, when I purchased it, originally I was going to get a 77, but I really wanted the 83, right? I never had an intention of doing a projector because it's just my man cave, right? I don't really think of it as a home theater room. I just think of it as my man cave. And when I got the 83, I was like, I was so happy. It was like, I've never seen anything that looks better than this in my life, and I'm done, right? It was end game. I was happy as ever. And I kind of hesitated a lot about getting a projector because I was like, I don't need that. It's more trouble than it's worth. I don't want that. But when we had the conversation, and I love the way Joe just kind of said, so what really is the problem here? What's keeping you from getting the projector? And I said, it's because it's more trouble than it's worth. I don't feel like doing all that. And then he goes, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it at the end. I got the projector.
And it was a lot of work because it was the after show and they were here till like midnight. I'm like,
yeah.
Like we did the show, started the after show, and then because I remember it was a Monday, I'm like, I'm gonna go to dinner, whatever. Go to dinner with family, and then come back, and I'm like, these guys are still in the show. What's going on? So I go into the after show, and dude, I kid you not, till like midnight, these two were just. Oh no, there's something wrong with like the remote or something like that, and they couldn't figure it out. But, like,
he wanted the streaming stick that comes with it. That's like a $20 streaming stick.
Yeah.
He wanted the remote. He wanted to make it work. Everybody's like, just get the Apple TV, get something else. And I get it though. If you buy something, you want everything to work. You expect everything to work when it's $3,000. You want everything to work. Doesn't matter.
You know what? The thing that's funny is that I didn't look at the 3,000 as a lot because I've seen these projectors that are like $30,000, and that's what I call like a lot, like $30,000. I'm like, that's just a lot of money. But the 3,000 seemed like a bargain to me, and that's why when you were talking about it in one of your reviews, and I saw how bright it was and everything, I was like, okay, that's the one I want to get. And when I got it, I wasn't dissatisfied. The funny thing though is that going from the OLED, which has honestly, like, I'm not going to stand here and say that, you know, you can, hey, this guy.
Hey,
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, I'm not going to
What's
sit
going
here
on?
and say that
what's up?
that going from an OLED to the, you know, to the projector, that the projector has a better image than an OLED. That, you know, it's kind of crazy because an OLED in HDR mode is different. But the projector, the thing that it does is, like Joe once, he asked me, he says, well, describe what it's like going from one to the other. And the thing that I would say is that with the OLED, the picture quality was so pristine, it was so amazing that it was like looking through the cleanest window that you could ever look through. It was just, you were standing in front of this window and you could see everything and it was beautiful, but you were inside, you were looking through the window. And the OLED was, I mean, the projector, it was like actually being able to, instead of watching it through the window, just stepping outside and actually being and looking around. And that was the difference to me. It was incredible.
Fred, you need your own YouTube channel. I'm serious. If you had a YouTube channel, I would watch it.
But you know, the problem is with the YouTube channels that, see, I have a face for radio.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, come on, Fred.
Pretty good looking dude.
A lot of ugly people on
No, hashtag.
Oh.
That my channel name could be Ugly Audio, right?
Ugly audio.
Yeah.
The ugly audio file. You're like, hey, it's Fred.
Nah, Fred's a good looking
Coco
dude. Stop it.
file.
He just wants the comments right here, like, nah, you good looking dude. He's looking.
Well, you know,
he's right.
Joe, you know, when I was,
Fishing for comments. Fred.
Yeah,
that's called dry begging, right? Dry begging. Yeah. But no, when I was younger, you know, it was like, you know, but now I'm an older man, you know, it's not that, you know, the health is more important.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
I got
All right,
that.
Jay, what's your system? Oh, wait.
Yes. Yeah. We didn't. Jay, what's your system?
What's up, Scott? We're going through the system. So we got, I mean, halfway through the show already. It was just Fred.
Oh, we let him go first, Scott.
Yeah. All right.
So
Jay,
Scott's also in our in our Daily Hi-Fi podcast. Daily Hi-Fi after show, and we've met in person. And Scott's cool. Scott's a cool dude. He's like my financial planner too. You know?
Give me all your money. Give me all your money.
Yeah. So he also has a channel here. He you know, I shout him out because I feel like it. He never asked me to, but you know, I think he does a great job. He has these Monolith speakers, and honestly, Scott, you're like a natural. You know what I mean? Some people are just like a natural on camera. He talks to the camera and he's all comfortable. You know, some people when they first start out, they kind of weird.
I'll have
weird
to
on camera.
I'm not a natural, Joe. I mean, like, I had to do a lot of practice. There was a lot of filler words that I use. Things just don't flow smooth for me. So what you see in the video does not at all show the hours and hours and hours I put together just to do one small video. But as I've been practicing and working on, you know, speaking, things are going a little bit smoother. The time is getting shorter. I kind of stopped making videos for a while. I injured my leg and I was in the middle of a major project, and I was really hoping to get that done, but it just kind of held me back. But now that I'm healed and rolling again, hopefully I can get some new videos out there.
Yeah.
What did I tell you guys about the how many people with a boot? Do you have a boot also, Scott?
There's three of us, right?
Yeah, we're right here.
There's
The
three.
triangle.
I know.
We're in the boot triangle right now.
If you join the Daily Hi-Fi Crew, you're gonna break your leg.
Yeah.
I told you I can't afford to break my leg. I'm too old to heal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's totally. Those boots. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, don't worry. We'll ship you a boot. We have plenty of spares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
China, you had one that inflates or something. I noticed that looked pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
You got the fancy one.
It's like that Reebok pump in like two areas, the like bottom part of the ankle and then the top part of like the lower calf. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the good insurance. They just gave me like something that probably just got on Amazon the night before. Like, there you go. It does have a red bottom though, so at least it looks fancy.
Oh, hey,
yeah. I got the red bottoms.
Right?
Yeah.
You and Cardi B are hanging out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I know about the Bentley sale.
Oh, right. Right.
I put a link to Scott's channel, so check him out. We'll see what's up. We'll see
There
if
you
he.
go.
We'll see
Hey,
what happens.
And Joe, your request, no wig, man, no wig.
No wig.
I was gonna
Yes.
say he better wear the wig. Joe's like,
Uh,
no.
I was warned. He's like, no wig, bro.
No wig. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Victor, we'll get back to this. We need otherwise the
Okay.
show will be over. Let's
Okay,
go.
we'll do that.
that.
So what's your system, Jay? I think what do you got going on? You have a few systems, huh?
Yeah. Kind of the opposite of Fred. I believe in quantity over quality. It seems like. So, a few different setups. This one is just kind of my version of a man cave. I call it a cat cave. It just has these speakers behind me are probably 20, close to 30 years old. There's some Energy C7s that actually got me started in this. I've had them since like early 2000s. I rewrapped them so they're blue now, but they used to be black. This in here is a it's wired for a 5.4.4. I have 4 of those little Monolith 8-inch subwoofers.
4 of them.
They're 4 actually there's 6 in the room right now. I'm using one as a footrest actually. But those aren't hooked up. Those are for someone else. I know. They're literally right here. They're still in that black bag. So 4 of those in here, and then I have the Energy left, center, and right, just matching C7 series. And then the height speakers are also Energy. I'm keeping it old school in this one. They're the Take Classics. I have this. Yeah, they were like the original, somewhat good box. Yeah, I got the C7s and the Take Classics from. And my first real receiver from a guy on Facebook, Craigslist, probably in 2000, I don't know, something 10 or so. For $350, he just kind of hooked me up, and then a subwoofer that I gave to someone else. That's all original. So that works. 5.4.4 downstairs. I have a 7.2.4. Most of it, everything except the side surrounds, is pretty much fully concealed. Not hidden, but they're not out on the ground. The Atmos obviously is in the ceiling. I'm using something controversial. My surround backs are also in the ceiling, like Atmos, but they're pointed down, and they're surround backs, and I'm mostly watching Netflix and stuff, so it's whatever. Those are all Klipsch 5800s, and then in my TV console that I built myself, it's I kind of made it too precise now that I'm using it. That houses the Denon 6700. I have 3 Crown XLS amps. And then on top of that, there is a Klipsch RC64 version 3, which it's old now, but I guess technically they're top of the line center still, I guess.
They're I had one of those. That was pretty huge, actually.
Yeah, it is. That's why I had to build this thing, because I couldn't find furniture that fit this thing. And so
100%, dude. Mine barely fit. It just barely slid in there, and I have it's from 2005, dude. It's almost 20 years old.
I should have posted a photo of it. But so then there's that, and then the 2 Klipsch RP160Ms on the sides of it, and it basically makes a 7-ish foot wide sound bar, just the way they are. And then that all tucks into the TV console to where everything's pretty much flush. And then in that, there's also 2 18-inch subwoofers that are built into it. And then when it's tucked away, it just looks like some beachy furniture. I made some
it looks
grills.
nice, dude. You do some good work. I don't even know how you do that, but it looks super professional.
I still have my fingers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every time you fire up the tools, it's like, oh man. So I'm trying to be cautious with that, but I try to do it precise, just DIY stuff, but I got everything fitting in there. There's Apple TVs, mini DSPs. There's home theater PC in there, not for gaming, just
For
regular
like
i3
a
stuff.
movie server or
Yeah.
something?
A Plex, Apple TV. I think I even have an Xbox in there, but it's all hidden. Oh, and the router and stuff. It's all hidden.
Okay.
Like you don't see any. Once everything's tucked away, you don't see a single wire like anywhere.
Nice.
So you said real quick, you said you had 8 of those 8-inch THX Monolith. That's what. 8
Well,
of them?
so
I know you said
own
2 of them are for somebody else, right? But you have
Yeah, so 6.
6 of them. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and then,
that's a lot.
Well,
think
they're
you-
so freaking. So, again, quantity over quality. Because Fred's stuff will just blow everything out of the water with one sub. But I've always, I just got into it. I mean, I've been into it a while, but I just decided I wanted a little system here and there because we thought we were going to move.
Mhm.
We were for a while there moving a lot. And this is a house we're like settling in now, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry as much about putting a hole in the ceiling or, doing stuff like that. So I just kind of did, and then trying to do everything somewhat at once. I didn't get the best of everything, but I tried to research with some of your videos. Actually, that's how I found your guys' channel, and find that middle ground of a quality unit, but is not going to break the bank. So because of that, I didn't spend as much. So I was able to get, like in my master bedroom, I have 2 of those subwoofers, the 8-inch. I had some other ones in there, and then a 5.1, but that's or 5.2, I guess. But the left, right, and then surrounds are in ceiling, and I have a center on the TV console. So again, it's not controversial, but you don't see anything. Like the subs are hidden. The center channel fits in the cabin.
You guys were telling me I should get one of these subs, and I went to go get it, and you're like, "What's the price?" I'm like, "Oh, it's 300 something," and they're like, "No.
Wait.
How much you got to pay for these subs, Jay?"
The most expensive one I bought was $173, and then I got the last 2, I believe, for 120 something. Once with because they always have it. I know, and then right now they're like 350.
They fluctuate.
So that's what I'm saying. They fluctuate.
Yeah.
And then one other setup in this house, in my gym, we have like a little indoor gym here. I have the JBL 530s left and right, and then 2 Dayton 12s. They're actually used as stands for adjustable weights. They wanted like $300 for the stand, and then I was like, man, I got these subs and it like fits perfect. They're black and it's just like it looks like they're made for it. So, that
Now,
works.
Jay, I think you're missing one system. Weren't you building out something crazy in your RV? Wasn't that part of like
That's
what the Monolith
how I
subs were for?
started with the Monolith. Which I was just dealing with. It. By the way, if you want a money trap, get an RV. If you literally like the tire squeaks. It's buying a used Honda Civic. Like, oh my! But so if you want a money trap, get an RV. Even more so than a boat, it turns out. But so I wanted to fix that up. It just had factory stuff in there, so I wanted a little sub. And then I stumbled across, I guess, Joe's video, and it's the rabbit hole. Then the sale popped up. So
I love those little subs. I mean, so Mono Price is a channel sponsor. I always say that just because, I want people to decide whether they think that means something, but measurements speak for themselves. I like them. If they decide not to be a sponsor, I'm still going to say they're awesome because I like value, right? $128 and, I measured them down to like 23, 24 Hertz. That's good. If you have 4 of them, they're small, so you can't, they don't play super loud, but you get a couple of them, you can start turning it up pretty good.
Yeah.
I got 2.
What's that?
Yeah, it's definitely.
I got 2 of them sitting right in here.
You have 2 of them?
You got them too?
I have 2. Yep.
Nice.
I bought 2 sets of 2 5.1 sets and built out a small bedroom setup, a compact bedroom setup on a budget.
Yeah, man.
And those little subs are impressive for what they are. For the price. You can't beat it, right? There's better subs, obviously, but for the price, those things dig. They're great. They work well.
Yeah, you have. Go ahead. Keep going.
Only thing that I find that they kind of lack at, and it's not even really a big deal. You can say this about audio stuff in general. If you want to push them to the extremes, like every once in a while, like, oh, what, check this out, and just feel it in your chest, you know, they don't do that as much. But other than that, if you're just not getting stupid, you don't really need anything else. Like they're so small.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could say about the little Easter egg inside of them in the amp.
That's hilarious. I don't care. It's not my company.
Yeah,
I don't. It's yours.
Wait, what is it?
Look,
That
it's
was
your
your
sub.
discovery.
It's
Yeah.
your sub. You can say whatever
So-
you want about it. It's not my company.
Yeah,
Do it.
So I have kind of thick carpet, so I had to remove because the sub is downfiring. The port and the sub itself is
Okay, right
downfiring.
to the bottom. Okay.
And so they come with little feet, but my carpet was kind of thick, so the sub kept bottoming out, and I would see actual ring on the carpet. So I got these little, like basically washers, like rubber washers, isolator deals to make the feet taller. But doing that, I took it all apart because I'm not really, you know, if I take something apart, it's going to be in pieces for a month, and so I try not to. But I'm taking it apart, and I just like, hey, let me see what they did to this thing. I wanted to see the subwoofer, like to see if it's, you know, got a big magnet and all that. And I'm poking around, and then on the freaking amplifier, which looks like it should cost more than the whole sub itself when you look at it, there's a sticker. It says per listen underscore HTIB, or home theater in a box. So I'm guessing as part of their 5.1, at one point it may have been somewhat developed as a per listen home theater. It's that or just the
That
engineer,
is
whatever.
crazy.
So
That's
I
hilarious.
just stumbled across it, and I don't know if they all have it because I only looked on like, I guess one of them to check, because the others I was just trying to bang it out.
That
But
is
yeah,
funny. Yeah, there you go. So if you want per listen sub right there, 128
$30.
bucks.
So we're just so that everybody knows what we're looking at. It's a THX 8-inch.
Yeah.
It's this guy here right now. You can see it. It's out of stock, $349, but you got it for 120 something, 128.
the last, I don't know exactly, but ballpark.
Maybe we should look on Target again.
And
Target, yeah.
You
And
know
if
where
you-
I found where I had the luck with just randomly, because the prices don't always match up. Like on mono price for this, Amazon would have it for like just randomly for quite about half the price of whatever they do, but nowhere else. Like on Target, it was still the same price, eBay, whatever. But
Yeah, I've seen it
Amazon
on
was-
eBay. Sometimes the price is different too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
There's deals to be had.
Yeah, you got to
So,
just look
yeah.
around. What is Scott? Well, Scott, what you got?
Yeah, let's see.
Well-
Let's hear.
What I was gonna say is, at that 350 price, at 389, you can get the full 5.1 surround sound with the concentric speakers.
Oh, really?
Mm.
That same sub.
That's what it's currently going on with the same sub. So you could get, you know, 2 5.1 sets. That's what I currently have in this room, and you know, you could build out a multi-channel Atmos setup and have dual subs for a pretty reasonable price. I mean,
Mhm.
for a small room, you really can't beat that price. And the speakers sound great. The concentric speakers,
I
they
love
sound good as long as you're not pushing the room space. You know, I think they're designed for a compact room, and that's where they sit well. I'm pushing it a little bit. I'm like 12 by 14 in this room, so it's actually a little bigger than what I probably should be running them in, and they still sound great. But would you expect them to be, you know, like Jay was saying, chest slamming, you know, thumps or anything like that? No, but this is a spare bedroom setup. You know, it just depends on your need.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
man.
That's-
159
that's-
on eBay.
There you go.
There you go. And then they're 340. I mean, I don't know. That's their strategy. They know what they're doing. Obviously, they're not
Do they?
dumb.
Do
But,
they? I don't know, man. This,
I don't know.
I mean,
this seems pretty.
it seems like it, but I guarantee you, someone made that decision months ago. Just how they're going to play you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chana, what do you have now? You got a new setup? Okay,
you know-
do you have the picture?
Yeah, of
'Cause
course.
that's pretty funny.
It's got to be here somewhere.
Yeah, if you can find that picture, that'd be funny. But why don't you explain kind of like what you got going on?
Well, what was funny was somebody just commented. All right, so I took this. We gotta show everybody here. Where's this photo?
Okay. If you can't find it, I can probably find it.
I'm just looking in because I showed you guys first, so I'm trying to find that. God, that's gonna take forever.
In our Facebook Messenger group,
Yeah,
in the
That was-
Daily HiFi Crew.
days ago.
You can click on what is it? You can click on media files and it'll show you all the photos that have been posted in there.
Media files. Oh, okay. Media. Oh, look at that. That's a lot easier. Oh, thank you, Joe.
Download it so you don't show all of our conversation of like
And
Conversation.
FSW.
yeah.
Oh, here it is. There it is. Download. Okay.
All right.
All right. See
So-
here. Well, I can just show this Facebook one
Okay.
because it's everything else is grayed out.
All right. That's it.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Boom.
Dang.
You see this? Yeah.
All right.
Look at that.
So everybody was kind of like, okay. So you posted that, and I said, why don't you post that in a Facebook Messenger or a Facebook group, like
Right.
like the home theater ones, and see what people say.
Yeah, let me get. Oh, here. This is better. I could probably zoom in. I mean, it's a total dumpster fire of a. It looks very, very bad.
Look at
What
the
are you
speakers on the
watching?
bottom. Your height speakers. Your height.
Oh, my height speakers. All right.
Yeah,
So
show me how your
speakers
heights
need
are
to be
mounted.
up there. But you guys know I have them on mic stands. So the mic stand ends here. So I need it in my studio. Back in Mammoth, I had these like cabinet things that I just kind of put together and use as mic stands or stands for the mic stands. This is an old subwoofer that was here that I bought in the 90s, and it turns on, but nothing happens. And then these are from 2000. This is from the these are the clip. This is a energy line, and then this is the reference line surround. And these were from like early 2000s. I set up a home theater in the TV room here with the Denon 4800. That was the very first surround back, whatever they call it. Yeah. And then, yeah. And then, so I posted this picture. Let me zoom back out again. And oh yeah, the monster cable. Yeah. This is old.
Circuit City.
Yeah, right. Before the TV here used to be a 2002 Fujitsu Plasma HD, and it was like over $10,000, and it was like 720p. Like that was the hot thing right then. It was Fujitsu Plasma was the best you could buy until the Pioneer Kuro came out like a couple years later, 2004. So yeah, so this is actually a new TV because so then they had to get a new receiver, but this is my one. I was able to retrieve this one, and somebody posted here. So somebody just actually like 10 minutes before the show said something like, "Does your receiver even do Atmos?" And he like takes a picture of his like Onkyo RZ50, and I'm like, dude, my thing's like almost 3 times the price of yours. They just couldn't tell, right? Yeah, right.
So a few things. Of course those speakers down there are not connected, right?
These are not connected. This is not connected. The only things that are connected in this photo are these 3, and then the height channels. And then I have 2 speakers on the other side of the room.
And is that a permanent solution right there? That's like you're gonna stick with that. That's
yeah, dude. This is it. This is no, of course not. This is not a permanent. It's temporary.
End game.
Yeah,
end game.
Speakers that I showed on sale for $118 each. This one and this one. These are the Monolith T6 towers, and the surrounds are the T5 towers, which Joe gave to me. So they were just there. And then actually, Chris, this is not an energy. This is a Celestian. It's bandpass. So that was the like bandpass right there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the 8-inch bandpass. I think so. It's not. It can't be a 10-inch. And then this was the C6, which we found on the show. I literally bought this on the show. It was 105. So 120, 240, 105. We're at $350.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was.
Dude, that's the same price as one of your old bookshelf speakers. Your Focal. Isn't that the same price? Like that whole thing is like
no, dude. The Focal's like $900 a pair, bro. Oh,
I know. So, for one.
Oh, 450. Yeah. So yeah. And oddly enough, I mean, these out of the box, some sound better than Focals, like these guys. And they have more bass too.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So this is it. And I got to tell you, some people were just very.
Here, this is the question from Chris. He says, "Talk about posting on a Facebook group."
Well, that's kind of what my next video is going to be.
Okay, so you can't give it all up, but
I won't give it all away. But there were some people that were very helpful. There were some people that were very understanding, and then there were people that were complete assholes. They were just like. Like I can totally see an inner monologue. They look at this picture and they just can't believe what they're looking at. They're so confused because I think they think these speakers here are connected. So,
I would assume those are connected. If I saw that picture, I'd be like, "What is it? What are you doing?"
That's some hood stuff. that's some cleaning the carpets at 3 a.m. type of activities. Right?
yeah, you know,
the usual clientele.
Yeah. So,
hey, I clean late at night too. Chill.
Yeah, you're up late, Joe. You're up late, Joe.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, there were some people that knew me in the group, and they just put a laughing emoji, and some people were like, "It's Techno Dad, troll?
Is it trolling?
Techno troll."
A different picture. Oh, one guy even he thought my account got hacked. My Facebook got hacked or something. So he messages me on Facebook. He's like, "Dude, did your account get hacked? What happened?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's me." So I made a quick video. I'm like, "Hey, it's me," in front of the speakers and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, what happened?" And yeah, a lot of people, yeah, are you trolling? I took a picture of me in front of it. I'm like, I don't know, am I? You know. So it was funny to see the reactions, and then sad at the same time, because if you're a beginner, like I don't care. Like I'm sure you could probably tell. Like I don't give a shit what people say about me. I really don't care. That's not part of my deal. I don't deal in that. And doing YouTube, like there's a video I have that's unlisted. It's the worst comments of 2017, and I got called all kinds of names in 2017 because of a Samsung video. If you search Samsung QLED in 2017, you would have seen that video, right? And all the comments, they were just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And they're in like my top like worst comments of 2017 video. It's anyway.
Was it also one of your most viewed videos then?
Yes, it was. Because that was if you Google
attention, right?
Yeah, because Samsung QLED, that was #1 for that search phrase for like 12 months, dude, for a whole year. It was #1. So and it just says warning. I mean, my gosh, dude, like all these Samsung fanboys came out, and they came out of the woodwork, and they were not holding back. And so, I'm used to that. And if I had to spend a whole bunch. Let's say if I spent $5,000, I'd be like really proud to have this thing and like, yeah, take a picture. I'm like, "Hey, everybody, I finally got everything. What do you think?" And then they're just like, "Oh," like this one guy's like, "Theater. This is the theater," and he posts a picture of like his dedicated room with all this cool lighting and all this stuff. And then there are people that were coming over like, "Oh, you just won the Dick Award of, blah, blah, blah of the day, yada, yada." And then some people knew who I was and they just started calling me names. So I was just like, "Oh, okay." And so it'll be an interesting video. And I can't show any of the comments now because I'm going to show them in the video, but I'm going to blur out all the names and images and then post it into those Facebook groups so people understand, like, yo, moderators, where are you at? You don't like me posting self-promotion, but you have these guys like literally talk smack the entire time. That's okay. So I don't know. The group's like 99,000 people, so I guess they can't monitor everything. But if you are a beginner, it's pretty
rough.
Yeah, it's rough, very rough.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Not as bad as Reddit.
Nah. Yeah, Reddit's pretty rough. So if you notice, a lot of us, aside from Fred, we have a pretty budget setup. I mean, I have the Arendals now like Fred, but prior to that, I had the Encore T6, the C6 center, B6 bookshelf, you know, all Encore Monolith stuff. That's now in my living room. And in my theater, I have the Arendal 1723s pretty much all around. And of course, that's much more expensive. Right? So, you know, people can't say, oh, well, you don't know. You have no idea what better is. I mean, I have it right here. I have it.
Well, Cal set up like retail. All those speakers were like 10 grand. And then, you know, powering them with 2 Parasound amplifiers. The one of them was like 3,000. The other one was like 6,000. So I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
I do it all. And
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't have the space. I don't even have that equipment. That's still in my living room in Mammoth. You know, I only had about an hour to get some stuff. And so that 83-inch OLED's sitting there. The Perlis and subwoofer sitting there. You know, I got as much stuff as I could when the allotted time. And, you know, I had to make some tough choices.
Yeah. Well, so Reverend Slim makes a good point. He says getting the most out of budget gear is all part of the hobby. And I totally agree. To me, that's the fun part, you know, because it allows you to go in there and, you know, try to make it sound as good as possible. You know, with these Arendals, they're already pretty amazing out of the box. Of course, you can make them sound better.
I don't know about that bass.
You can make everything sound better. Right?
It should be like, what happened?
Yeah. Yep. But are they better speakers? Yeah, they're better made. They look nicer. Everything about it is nicer, right?
They're more
performance is more capable. Right?
You're blasting it for hours at like a high volume. They are not going to flinch. You're not flinching at all.
Exactly.
These monoliths, after a while, like, but I haven't really, blasted them. It's loud in here though. I don't even have a subwoofer, and it's pretty loud in here already. The room is 20 by 13 with a vaulted ceiling, not that high of a vault, maybe like 4 feet down the middle. But I don't know.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I like about the Arendal speakers, well, 2 things. One is, I know I could go on.
Look at this. Look at this.
No, this will be real quick because I do like the HDF cabinets because I do feel like even though they're heavy as anything, I mean they're not easy to move around. But
what's the texture like on top?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that thing's.
He's telling us how it does feel. Hey, seriously, the paint on it is nice, dude. I gotta admit, you're like, oh, this is nice. It's like so smooth.
Yeah, and it happens by mistake because you just kind of go over and you're doing something. You put your hand on, and you're like, oh my god, you start rubbing.
Is it like a satin finish on it? Is that what it is?
Kind of like.
But it's funny because
Scott,
I do like the. What's that? The Surface.
The Pixel 8 Pro, the satin. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Scott knows.
But I like the.
What about that titanium finish? Look at that titanium finish. That natural Look at that space age.
It's cold and heartless, Jay. Cold and heartless.
Yeah.
Oh man, this thing's on a space shuttle or something. What's that doing?
Black.
Look at this. It's communicating with satellites right here.
That's the new space
black. Ooh. Nice. I got a video coming out about this too.
So Fred,
he won.
It is true, like that. The soft finish on it, it's like a soft touch finish.
Yeah, it is.
That you have to just appreciate, and it's kind of like this. Like you touch it, like what the heck? Why?
I didn't know.
Nice to touch?
Were there fingerprints on that, Joe? I don't.
Yeah,
think
they're yeah.
What, no, on what? Your speakers, on the speakers.
No, they don't.
They get a little bit, not as bad as the glossy stuff though.
I guess I don't. My fingers don't oil up a lot, right? So it doesn't happen because even when I touch like glass, I don't get a lot of that.
Cocoa butter.
But the thing is with those speakers, because the HDF is really, it's heavy, it's dense, but it's great because, like I said, I think one of the things that makes the speaker stand out is sometimes when you're listening to a speaker, if you're critically listening and if you're cranking it, sometimes you can actually hear a little bit of the cabinet. And with those, you're not hearing that. They're just so solid that you're just not going to hear that. And the build quality means a lot to, the fact that they offer a 10-year warranty on the speakers tells you a lot about how they stand behind them and how they feel that those things will hold up, so just something to consider,
Yeah. So my reviews coming out on those very soon. It took a while. I told you guys I had to get like this huge thing to spin the speaker around because the other one broke because the 1723 towers are just too heavy, and I had to get something new in order to do the measurements for them. But that is coming very, very soon. But you know, all the things that we're talking about, you know, the systems that we currently have right now, I think we can safely say that, not bragging, but we can all get more expensive speakers. You know, it's not that we can't, and not that we haven't, right? I have more expensive speakers you know, I have a ton of speakers.
I got dude from Elax like, yo, you want to review some $20,000 speakers? I'm like, dude, I just set up something. I don't want to have more
I think
hanging out
I
right
think
now.
Reverend Slim kind of nailed it. Like a lot of us are do-it-yourselfer kind of mentality where we like to take that budget system and squeeze the most out of it, and also hunt and find what systems
deals,
perform amazing for their price, right?
I don't know, man. I don't think I'm like that. I think I'm like, hey, this looks cool. Let's see if this will take to EQ. And man, it's got leather on it. It looks sexy. You know,
he just wants it to work.
Yeah.
Like,
there is a lot of us that just want to buy something, drop it in, and you're done, right? Both sides of the fence.
You do have a mix of people, right? And that's, I think, what makes it great, because you do have, you know, the hobbyist, the DIY person who wants to do it all, and then you have the person who just wants the best stuff because the name says it's the best. And then you have people that just, you know, want good stuff. Like I said, with me, the equipment is secondary. It may not seem like it, like when you buy something like an AV10, people may feel like, well, you bought an AV10, how could it be secondary? But for me, the AV10 was just a means to an end, right? I wanted 6 overheads, I wanted Dirac, I wanted 4 sub, you know, outputs. So it was one of those things where that was one of the products that gave me that. So that's what I ended up getting. But I don't really feel like my system is anything special. I think it's middle of the road, right? And it's just kind of one of those things, you know. And the reason I say middle of the road is because when Joe first mentioned speakers to me, the first thing he said, you need to voice match your speakers. And I'm thinking, I'm not spending $20,000 for just the 2 front, right? So, you know, so then when I saw the Arendals, and when, you know, I was like thinking, okay, that's not bad. But then when I heard them, I'm like, okay, this is where I want to be, right? So, you know.
Yeah, that horn tweeter, you know, the wave guide on the tweeter just makes that speaker look so good.
Ooh, I love metal. It's metal, too. You know. So that's kind of
as well.
It's metal. Yeah. You know, the ones on the Monolith are plastic. You know, it doesn't. I mean, sound wise, I don't know that it makes any difference, but it's just like one of those things. You look at it, you touch it,
it's
like,
little
man, okay, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's part of what you pay for, right? You're paying for that premium materials, a premium build.
Yeah, and it leads to this question. This was something that Aaron actually brought up in our group chat.
Yep.
And I thought it was a very good question. And he said he was just basically saying it seems like there's maybe home theater is more about high-end stuff is what he's seeing, you know.
Yeah,
I typically do not follow very many other channels. I'm just going to say that right now. So if I say something right now moving forward and that seems like I'm talking about somebody, it's not intentional because I don't even know what like these other people are doing. Right. So just to make it clear, but he was just saying that a lot of the stuff he's been seeing lately, it seems like people are showing like really high end systems and not necessarily the stuff that we're talking about. You know, we're all into this as much as anybody else. Right. To me, the dollar amount that you spend doesn't equal how interested you are in the hobby, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just your budget.
It's just your budget. Right. So some people have a crazy budget. And a lot of these people, they might have a ton of money, but they're not even really into it. They're just like, I'm going to pay somebody some money. I mean,
I had to
go do it. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Now I don't.
That's one of the things I was going to say, though.
But if you have this, if you got this thing definitely helps get the most out of your, you know, budget level speakers, whatever you want to call them, or even the expensive ones. The expensive ones still need help.
Yeah.
No matter how much
it just makes it better. Right. Yeah. It as good as it is, it makes it better. And that's the key, right? But you get the most out of what you actually pay your money for. But the thing is, it's weird because to that question, what I found also what Aaron says is absolutely true, because that's one of the things, like when I go to any of these Facebook groups or even like the YouTube videos, when I come across them, the systems, they're never just like someone kind of putting together a system. You have things like a person saying, oh my God, look at my new $2 million room with 100 seats in it. And I'm like, I don't have 100 friends, right? I don't have 100 people in my family. So, I'm just not sure like that's anything that I'm ever going to be interested in, because, and it's not, and see, the thing is that's all you always have to be real careful about, is when you're not interested in something, people think you're hating on it. And it's not hate. It's just simply, it doesn't interest me, because that's not how I think about this, right? I don't think, oh my God, I want to put together a room that can hold 100 people, right? That's not what I want. I want to put together a room that when I go and sit down, I can watch a movie and I'm just enjoying it, right? When I go to sit down and listen to music, I forget about all the equipment that's in there once the music comes on, and all I hear is music, right?
It's about the experience, not the equipment.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What do you guys think about that? You think that a lot of the stuff that you see on YouTube or wherever, does it seem like home theater is now mostly about like high-end, like dedicated theater spaces? I mean,
I think honestly with that, no one just got a bunch of money all of a sudden. I think it's just the kind of market dictating that and people's decisions on what they're going to review. But you look at real estate, not even go in your house. Just look at open houses. They're coming, houses for sale on Zillow or Redfin, whatever. Look at a $2 million house. Just scroll through it. They don't have those theaters. So it just still shows you that it's just still a little tiny little niche community that someone might have. Every once in a while you'll see like a Sonos sound bar in a house that's selling for like 3.7. It's like basically a piece of crap. That's just how it. Look at real estate in California. That's realistic.
Well, I mean, a home theater doesn't really add a ton of value, I would say.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, my house is a home theater. Like, oh, that's cool. Can you please take all that out?
Yeah.
We want to use it as a different room.
That's so I meant like there isn't all of a sudden an influx of all these people like, oh, I'm building out this giant theater or whatever. That was always there. Like the people are still the people. They're not going to be really influenced. I don't think is to just randomly build a theater because of YouTube video they saw, but it's got to be just money talks, So there's more of that stuff just flooding the market.
Yeah, I mean, I have my theory about like what's happening. Just being a businessman, right?
Exactly.
Like I've had my own businesses before, and I know what it means. I know how to make money. I know profits and all that. And it's my guess is that this is such a niche. Sorry, Chana, you wanted me to say niche. I'm gonna say, okay, whatever.
You say
it's a small market, and so there might not be enough volume. As somebody, let's say if you're a content creator, right, and you get a little bit of a commission off of a sale, right? If I'm pushing Monolith products, they're a channel sponsor of mine, right? If it's $118, what type of commission can you get on that? You think you're going to be balling out, making? There's no money there.
4%.
Yeah, 2%.
There's no money there.
What are we talking about here, people? What are we talking?
But if you're selling something extremely expensive, and it's the same percentage, now that amount makes sense. And even if you're getting fewer people, it's like the market is already a few people. It's not like the market is huge anyway.
Exactly.
So it's better profit-wise to aim for for the whales, right? Try to get them, and if they buy a few things, like, ooh, I'm good for a while. I think that's maybe why you're seeing some of that. And I don't know. I truly don't know if that's what's happening. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Right? If I think it's like, I am interested in like what rich people have in their house, how it's set up. I want to see their fancy cars. It's interesting. So there's room for all of it, right? Like, if that's what you do, cool. If you're into the more affordable stuff, which I think is more representative of most people, right? Then there's room for that also. Yeah. I don't have a problem with other people, showing expensive stuff. I'm all for that as long as they make it clear what their intentions are, right? So if they're a dealer or something like that, well, make it obvious, right? Make it obvious, like, hey, we sell this stuff. This is why we're showing this. You know what I mean? That's all.
Check out.
Yeah. That's all I ask.
Well, Travis asked, "What is the market, and what is the size of the market?" That's
I don't know. I don't know.
You know something that's funny? Like, so I always look at, like, if I were to take one day, just one day, and pull, like, every time when I see a new home theater where someone did up their room and have like all kinds of fancy lighting and, you know, seating and all of this stuff. If I did that one day, I think I could send you guys like 100 links, right? 100 different links, because I see it all the time. Maybe it's based on, like, if I've watched one video, you know what I mean? And then they bombard you with all the stuff that's supposed to be similar. But I get that stuff so often that I'm just like sitting there and I'm going, man, this is not even like, I don't even look at it as realistic. I'm telling you, there was one guy, he was like doing like 3, I don't know, what do you even call when the tiered seats?
Platform?
Yeah, he was doing 3, like a 3, so it could go. And I'm just kind of looking at that and I'm going, I'm just thinking back to my little man cave. And I'm like, well, I just go down there to have fun. I don't know about all this, you know, so.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, but it's kind of like there are people that spending $100 for me, their version of that is dropping literally $1 million. So there's people out there, and it's crazy the amount of them that are just luckily out there just walking around, but they're there. But I just look at it like, I'm not in the market for Bugatti, but hey, Supercar Blondie pops up with the Bugatti, I'm watching it, you know, just like that too.
You're watching it for the car, right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, it's. I read it for the articles only. I don't notice anything else. Yeah. It's kind of the same as that.
I used to watch a program called Behind the Gates. You guys ever watch that? Behind the Gates. It's a program.
Fred.
Yeah. Well,
sounds a little sketch right there.
Yeah.
A little lock and key going on.
It was really exclusive homes, and you get to go
19
inside.
years later, it was discovered that.
No, you saw like really exclusive homes. Like they would take you to all these like really
behind the gates, like the
behind the gates, yeah. And they had some amazing places, and I did enjoy watching that because it was interesting to see. Of course, I could never afford any of it because like this one person, they had like this island like off of the Dominican Republic, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds realistic, but it was
exactly
right. Some of the stuff that you saw was just unbelievable. It was the first time that I saw like one of these water walls, I think you call it, where like the wall has like a waterfall built into it, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, I want a water wall. They're like, oh, you have a 1-bedroom apartment, you can't, you know. So you can't put a water wall.
Bust a pipe in your ceiling, you'll get your water wall.
You get to enjoy it for at least one day then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mike has something funny here. One of my sister-in-law had a projector system in their bonus room above their garage. Cheap projector, audio sucks. My wife was bragging about it to me. I just kept my mouth shut. Like, no, I'm not going to open up that can of worms. Good job.
Go ahead. I have a few comments I was going to show.
Okay,
like
go.
This. Says, I think back to the previous thing, J-Rick says, here we go again. Joe, why do you always seem to try to defend against the naysayers if what is being said holds no weight? And I asked, like, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. And he says, who are these people trying to discredit you guys because of your gear? I'm not trying to defend against them. It's just I don't ever see people in chat saying those things. Saying what? Like making fun of the stuff? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, but if I think what you're saying is, you know, I'm talking about something that doesn't happen or something. I don't know.
I don't even know what's
I mean, I think people
maybe
do.
It was in reference to the
China's thing.
Stereo home theater set up earlier.
That's in a Facebook group. That's in a Facebook group. So.
Yeah, I mean they are saying some, you know, I mean you could probably pull them up, but you may want to not show the names and stuff like that. But yeah, it happens, and I mean it's not just exclusive to our industry, right? There are gatekeepers in every single industry, and people who feel good about making fun of somebody else's system because it makes them feel good for whatever reason.
We gotta put somebody down and make themselves feel good.
Yeah, that's not just exclusive to our industry, and that's fine. I mean, You know, here's the good thing. Here's what I want to say is that there are way more cool people, right? And that outweighs all, like, there's going to be a few guys that are just like rude or, you know, but most of the people are actually pretty cool, right? Most of the people.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the key is to surround yourself with the good people, right?
That's it, right?
Exactly.
But it, you know, it is hard to ignore the ones because it's so uncommon.
Yeah.
So just say that because it's just a select few. It's like, can you believe what this guy said? It's almost funny, right? So if you're one of those haters, I'm laughing. I think it's funny. I'm not taking this stuff too seriously. I don't take myself too seriously. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what it is. What else we got here? Chana had to duck out for a quick second. Looks like he's taking call. What else? You had anything else to say about that?
Not about that in particular, but I would say to anyone in this hobby, and I know like they say whatever you say on the internet, people are going to do the opposite. That's what I always hear. But the one thing that I would say to anyone and everyone is that in this hobby and in anything that you pursue in life, forget about everything. Make sure that you're actually enjoying what you have. You know what I mean? You don't always have to go for the biggest, greatest, shiniest thing there is. Just enjoy what you have. Because you know what? When my first surround system was some Pioneer. I used to love Pioneer receivers. So I had this Pioneer receiver that had a rear center channel. And I thought it sounded great to me, right? We didn't have Dolby Atmos at the time. And then when I got my other receiver and I was using those Infinity bookshelf speakers and, you know, my Boston acoustics up front, I loved it, right? So you can enjoy this every step of the way. And I think people have to enjoy what they have and stop always like, you know, like there's always a lot of bickering, right? People kind of bicker back and forth because it's like, dude, you don't have a trend off, that's garbage. You know, you don't have this, that's garbage, but it's not garbage. It's great sounding stuff. It's good stuff. And you can get something good at every price level, right? And you have to enjoy it. You got to just forget about all that other stuff and enjoy what you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
It'll always be. I look at it like because there's some of my equipment that I own now that I was at one time like, oh yeah, I want that. And now that I have it, it's just like, so there'll always be something you want down the road. So, you know, you just gotta like exactly like you said, accept what you have or appreciate what you have.
Appreciate it.
Tomorrow's not granted.
That's
Tomorrow's
right.
not granted.
Yeah, man, you gotta appreciate. Just appreciate, right? And today, you know, somebody said something kind of like not so nice to me in the comment of Chana's video. So you can go watch that video, right? Go watch that video and look at the comments. And somebody was saying, "Oh yeah, you know, why am I simping for Chana?" I'm like, just because I'm, you know,
because you're a king simp, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Simp of the year.
Hey,
yeah.
But you know what? You know what I ended up telling him? I'm like, hey man, all joking aside, I hope you have a good day. Like, I don't know you, but maybe you're having a bad day, right? I hope you have a good day. And then he responded like, hey, thanks, man.
That's great.
Like, that's you know cool. What I mean? So I'm like, hey, that's super cool. Because maybe he was having a bad day and maybe he took it out on, you know, whatever. You don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So I thought that was really cool. Like that kind of made my day that he was like, yeah. Thanks.
Great. The only thing I'm just surprised sometimes that with all the things that you can do in life, all the things you can spend your energy on, I'm surprised at the people that go in and do a lot of negative comments because it's like, dude, instead of wasting your time doing that, you could be enjoying your system or doing something great, right? What are you wasting your time with that for?
Yeah.
Right?
I hear you. Let's see. This. Go ahead.
I say U of A troll. Troll. U of A Roll Tide says, when you find something you like, the hardest thing to do is stop chasing the rabbit. Yeah. How can
you know what? That's true, but I think I've matured because when I was younger,
now, so
you're at the peak.
Yeah, but no, I'm not at the peak. The peak would be some, you know, $200,000 speakers in the front and all this other crazy stuff. So
now when the lights are off, they all
and one of these $100,000 projectors. You know what I mean?
Again, now when the lights are off.
Yeah, because I'm good. I'm good. Because I think a long time ago, again, I got to the point where, and this is, I think, this is the key statement. Sometimes good enough is exactly that, good enough. Right? And you got to realize that sometimes. Yeah, you could probably get 1 decibel more of this or 1 frequency higher than that and all this other stuff. But if you're happy, if you sit there and you listen or watch something and it's good, is it really necessary to do more?
Yeah,
A lot
and I
of
think
it
we
is
all
like-
know the diminishing returns in
Yeah,
this industry,
that one.
right?
That's
For
what I was about to
sure.
say.
After you
It's
get to a
like-
certain price point, you're just like squeezing
crazy.
tiny amounts out.
It's not linear
If-
at all. Like zero.
and sometimes you
Yeah.
move backwards as well, right? It just depends on-
Yeah, you just got a different color, or it's like a smaller box or whatever. But
Or the special edition carbon
yeah,
fiber.
you got the McLaren 5s that are like way better than the regular 5s.
So Aaron posted this video a while back. Ignorance is
Yeah.
bliss, and he was kind of talking about his old system, his old car audio systems, and how, of course, he's learned to improve the sound of his car audio system. It's a learning process, right? So there are bad speakers out there. There are some inexpensive, not good speakers that you can buy, and it probably won't sound that good. But there are also inexpensive speakers that are good. That's kind of my focus, is I want to show people, hey, if you don't have a lot to spend, okay, go for these though.
And Joe's always been like this, because I remember we're talking about cars and systems in cars. He's like, yeah, I can't really touch that system in the car. You buy the expensive car, you get the nice system. He's like, you're Bang & Olufsen system, you can't do anything with it. I'm like, yeah, but it's got like a subwoofer and all this stuff. He's like,
It's awesome. I mean, you have how many speakers in there?
it's a 23 or something.
23 speakers. So there's that. But in this video that Aaron had, and I linked to it here, it's Ignorance is Bliss. I linked to it down there. But I commented that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no. So I don't know that it's ignorance. Like, I don't know it's that. Right. I have a bad sounding system, but I've fooled myself into thinking it's good. I don't think that that's good, right? It's not good to have inexpensive speakers and it's not tuned well, and you've told yourself, you know what, this is as good as it's going to get anyway. There's no reason to invest more time, more money, more knowledge. I don't need to learn anything. No. To me, what it's about is learning more about how to improve your system. So sometimes it does require spending more money. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you just have to spend more to get more features or a better speaker or something, stuff along those lines. But sometimes you can spend more money, like Scott was saying, and get something that's worse. We don't want that. So to me, I take issue with maybe reviews where they're saying that everything is good. And especially if it's expensive, now it's really good.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's I don't know that it's impeding the process of improvement, because I don't think it's not really standing in the way. But I think a lot of people who are new, they'll say, well, I can't afford that, so I can't get a good system. Like, my system is just going to be as good as it is. It's like, no. Learn how to tune your system, right? Get our toolkit, $100. Get a UMic 1, learn how to use REW, things like that. And get some decent speakers. Watch Aaron's review and learn what it means when he's talking about directivity, and, try to find speakers that are good, they take well to EQ. And to me, that's what it's about. It's about, learning how to improve your system. And so if you're not learning the right things, you may think, oh, I need to buy the most expensive cables. That's how I'm going to improve my system. I don't know that that's the best way to do it. Why don't you spend on something else? Cable risers. Yeah.
Cable risers. Exactly.
So,
you know what? Actually, his video, I got to see part of that, and it actually made me think, because I don't want to put him on blast. I kind of wish he was here. He upgraded his car's system. I think he kind of put that out there.
Yeah.
But so I have a lot of experience with the sound system in the Tesla Model S. But about 2 weeks ago, I got to test drive a Model Y, which even though it's a lower model car technically in the food chain, the sound system on that was way better. I think it's just, you know, a little newer and everything. And I was in it like, man, this thing, it's like real immersive. You hear it because, you know, got the pillar speakers and everything. So I was enjoying that, and then, you know, that went about my business. And then later I saw that video, and it made me think of that sound system that he heard stock, and then was just like, oh hell no, this is crap. So it made me realize, like, just this rabbit hole will just get bigger and bigger and bigger, where like you can take something that most people would just be amazed by, but you know, So it kind of shows you that you also get spoiled, you know. So
You
like.
know, there's another part to that too, though, because he mentioned that, you know, like his being very critical, because he
Exactly, that's what I meant. It's you just
and for me, that's the thing. I can sit down and listen critically, but I'm not reviewing anything, right? So when I listen critically and it sounds good, I forget everything else. That's why I turn out the lights when I listen to music. I make it completely dark.
Well, I mean, is that the only reason?
You know, I don't want to.
red lights come, the red lights come on though. The red lights come on.
Wait, hold on. We're not in the after. We're not in the after. This is the main show.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because like when you hear the music and it's just right, man, you can forget about all that, but you need to dim those lights so you don't see the light from all your equipment shining in your face and stuff like that, distracting you, and you enjoy the music and you forget about all that other stuff. You know, you forget about that, because I remember one time when with Arendal, with their big subs, the two SV, not the vented one, but the dual woofer
S1723S or something.
Yeah, that one. I have 4 SBS 3000s, right? And I was thinking when I got my speakers, I was like, man, I like these speakers so much. Maybe I should get their subwoofers, right? Get 4 of those. And then I had to say to myself, what am I, nuts?
Yes.
I love my SBS subwoofers. Why would I need to get those? And that.
Well, Fred, I have one question for you. You loved your OLED TV, which I'm sure you still do love it.
I still love it.
But you also love your projector.
Yes, and that's the thing.
So do you think? Do you think?
Scott, it's like the difference between loving your kids and loving your wife. You love your kids because they're your kids. You love your wife. Come on.
This guy needs his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure.
He's so good. That's a good one. Let's get to some of the super chats too, because we should. We're supposed to do that. Let's answer some of those real quick if we can.
All right, let's do this first one here. Thank you, Tony Z. Have you guys heard of Golden Ear Super Sub X? I'm getting one to replace Joe's famous SBS 3000 from the past. Losing control of the app.
Losing control.
I don't know what that means.
Like it's disconnecting or something?
Maybe.
Oh, it's Golden Ear Super Sub X. Golden Ear Super Sub.
That's an old school brand. It sounds fancy too every time you hear it. Like, oh.
Yeah,
Golden Ear.
Sounds like a hearing aid or something.
Golden Ear Super Sub XXL.
Ooh, double XL, and then there's X.
Do you see the X?
You got it? You got it?
X gonna give it to you?
Yeah, you got it, or you got
RIP.
I got the XXL.
Okay.
All right, here it is. $2,000.
Well, he's talking about the X, but
it's $855 off. Maybe you should go with this one, bro. Whoa, what is that?
Got dual.
Oh, passive radiators.
And passive radiators.
Or is that the amps? Oh,
no. These are the
duals, real duals.
No, on the sides. Are those passive?
Passive. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like basically 4 cones.
And passive radiated? Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot going on.
Yeah.
What's the amplifier in that thing?
Let's see.
Well, he's not asking about the XSL. He's asking about the X.
You have the X?
I got the X right here.
You got the X.
Maybe it's a 10 instead of 12 or something.
Let's see. Share.
That's a good looking sub though. That looks.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so here it is right here. I don't know what the price is on this, but so if he's thinking about going with it, I'm assuming you can afford it.
Cube.
12.5-inch cube. What else? Horizontally opposed 8-inch ultra long throw active drivers. I mean, first of all, like not knowing very much about it, 8 dual 8s. I have dual 8s in the SVS 3000 micro. I don't think it's gonna outperform. Oh, he had this SVS 3000, or is he talking about the 3000 micro? Because I have the SB 3000. Fred has the SB 3000. I don't think that my SVS 3000 micro can come close to the SB 3000.
SVS 3000 from the past.
2000.
The only one you've had is the new with the SB.
Yeah. So, but okay, let's take a look at some specs though. 2 8-inch long
It only
throw.
goes down to 26 hertz.
In here. Yeah, I think this is one of those cases. Just looking at the specs, I've never heard them.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're trying to make it so you can get the most performance out of a small cabinet.
Yeah.
But what you give up is typically how loud it goes and how low it goes. So 26 at minus 6 dB is not overly impressive, but maybe they're not using DSP. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, so it's
15
DSP controlled RMS.
Oh, okay.
Like,
750 watts RMS. Yeah, I don't know. Like spec wise, if I'm just looking at specs, it's it doesn't look like it would outperform SB 3000.
Right.
No, it's not going to outperform that. Looks wise, this thing looks awesome though.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on what's important to you and if you even care. I think the other one they claim down to 19 hertz, something like that.
Which one?
So if it's for movies, you want that extra bass extension. If it's for music and you're not listening to like bass heavy music, maybe this is fine. But just based on the specs, it doesn't look like it would outperform an SVS SB 3000. It's probably around the same
1400 watt speaker.
What about the micro, Joe?
The which one?
What?
The micro?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
micro.
this seems like. It competes more closely to the 3000 micro.
There's
Because
another
that has a dual 8-inch opposing driver. So
I don't know, but I like this Golden Ear Super Sub Double XL. I think that one's
Yeah, those are nice.
that's the one to get.
The lines on it almost remind me of those Emotiva speakers. Like it has the kind of similar angles going on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks
They
like you'll see
discontinued
that sitting somewhere like, oh.
Did Emotiva discontinue all their speakers? I kept seeing something.
I don't know.
I like this
Yeah,
one.
I don't know.
I would get this one.
It looks cool though.
Yeah,
it's nice looking stuff.
and it's almost I'm almost $1,000 off. Look at that.
Can you find the price of the X?
I
Not
found
the
the
XXL?
other one. I found this one, but it's the X 1400.
Yeah.
New, but it's $1,750. You might as well spend the extra $200 to get this other one
Yeah.
here, or no, $150 extra to get this guy. And
Super sub
and this is
specs.
Crutchfield. Crutchfield will let you do like
Oh, I found it.
payment plan, like three payments or something like that.
Oh yeah, 1750. That's a lot. That's a lot for the
$1,750 for the X.
1750.
X?
For the,
Oh,
for the
oh,
8s?
no, you need to get this guy.
Oh, that's stupid.
I would just
Oh,
go
yeah,
right
no.
for the 12.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. That's
Why would you
dumb.
even think about
Well,
the
because that one's on sale though, I guess. The other
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
probably regular price. So maybe
I
the other one will be on sale soon.
maybe.
just based on the specs, I think that one more closely will match up to the SVS 3000 micro, where you're trying to get the smallest possible footprint. This one is actually rated to 23 hertz plus or minus 3 dB.
And
Right. So the other one was 26 at minus 6 dB. So
one-
this can play lower, has
200
more
more
higher
power.
RMS output, higher
Yeah.
peak output, still the dual opposing 8-inch, except this one is a sealed setup and it doesn't have any passive radiators, and it still has app control. So yeah, I think you get an idea what I would recommend. But again, I have not heard that Golden Ear,
Oh,
but with subs, I kind of just go based on specs, right? I look at the specs because it needs to hit certain metrics.
Idea of like what it can do on paper. You can kind of get an idea, even though you can't read. I mean, look what we just did. We compared the price. We compared the specs.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Yeah.
Go with the XXL. That's because
Yeah,
it's
or
the SPS, or
So-
keep your SPS and don't spend any money.
so thank you again for the super chat. Hopefully that helps you in some way.
Yeah. All right. Next one here. Let's
You
go.
know-
High Finest. What up, High Finest? Thank you for the super chat. With MultiEQ-X, if you are cutoff limit at 40 hertz for the mains, but set them to large and LFE plus main with a copy base set point of 80 hertz. Will the sub get below 40 hertz signal, or would cut off at 40? Oh.
Let me read that again.
So if you cut off limits. Oh, so he's saying, will your sub get that last bit of signal, or does everything get deleted? Like, does it just wipe everything down, or does it still send the last?
Yeah, we had someone on from SBS who kind of explained that.
Who, Mullen?
Yeah, Ed Mullen. When you cut off, so let me read it again. With multi-Q, if yours, go ahead. If anybody has an answer, I was doing a little something here, so I didn't read it.
I don't know. I still don't know what a cutoff limit is, because if you set it to small and then set it to 40, okay, but then you say you set them to large again. So I don't know what cutoff limit means.
Yeah, that's kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Maybe he's talking about like just in the app itself, not on the AVR. Just
maybe
tweaking it. Yeah.
Cutoff limit. Yeah,
I
maybe
think
if you can kind of explain that a little more.
Yeah, I think basically he's asking if that 0 to 40 hertz or whatever just disappears.
Get below 40 or will it cut off at 40 hertz? Yeah, this is I'm a little bit confused with the question. HiFi, sorry. I think we all do our best to try to answer your question, but I want to make sure I give you a correct answer. I'm not sure exactly where you're cutting off the 40 hertz, because when you set to large, that means that you're not cutting off anything. But he's saying in MultiEQ-X, if you set a cutoff limit at 40 hertz, in MultiEQ-X, there's various places where you can set a cutoff point. But that cutoff point just means where the EQ that you've applied, where that stops. So let's say you do all this kind of crazy EQ that's full range, but you set it to cut off at 40 hertz. That means don't apply this EQ below 40 hertz, right? And if it detects in MultiEQ-X as being able to go down to, let's say, 40 hertz, and I guess I'm confused, because even if you set it to 40 hertz, when you transfer that to your AVR, it'll show that it's set to small and 40 hertz. But if you set it to large on your AVR, it'll immediately run at full range, right? So that's why I'm a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say, basically. I don't know.
Yeah.
LFE
plus main, though. What does LFE plus main do?
Like double I think like instead of rolling off or cutting off the towers, it still gives them the signal and then still gives the subwoofer the signal. So they're both playing that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of LFE plus main really ever.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know why you'd want to play the bass, from both.
If you have towers that go down to like, single digits, then cool.
That's just when it's time to get ratchet and you just turn everything up. That's all that's really for. It sounds weird. I mean, realistically, that's all it is. Like, hey,
there you go.
Party mode. Yeah,
pretty much. That's all it is.
HiFi, thank you for the super chat. And if you have kind of a follow up here to clarify what you're asking, I'll try to go in here and give you a better answer.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, Revlin Sim says Chana's new speaker stands are like Inception. It's pretty funny, man. Gotta admit. Moshin, what are your thoughts on the Anthem MRX 1140? I had the 720, which is the body style before the and it was the 1120. That was the one I would really like. The 1140 seems like it's a good overall AVR. Anything when you go with Anthem or any of these other boutique-y brands, like other than the standard issue Denon Marantz, you're gonna get into situations where it's not as user friendly. The graphic user interface is very minimal. Like the RCam, I'm just like, man, this costs so much and it does little, and then the display isn't that great. Like the on-screen menu. I mean, it's one of those things. I just hung out with my buddy from college who went from a Denon X2400H to an Anthem MRX 7. No, not the 7. I think it was the 1140 he got. And it looks nice. But he was like, "Oh man, I came home once. The kid had pressed the button. I just couldn't get any. Like, it just all sounded all messed up, and it took me like an hour to get back." But he did say that when he called, he got somebody on the phone, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, we'll just walk you through how to get." He's like, "I was on the phone with the guy for an hour, but he was acting like he was my best buddy, and he's like, this is very simple." Yeah. So there's also that, like in these boutique products, like I know if you have like a Trinov or whatever, you get an engineer to help you walk you through the steps to make whatever feature you're trying to get to work. They'll like help you. Whereas you try to get somebody from Denner Marantz on the phone, they'll be like, "Yeah, RT."
Yeah, I had tried that basically as just, a nobody. And it was like, because I had my 6700, I had some issues with it, and it turned out it's gray market, so I was out. But I was like, man, this is like, I just got like some guy like, who cares? You spent $3,000. Yeah, good luck. So that was kind of a burn. But
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, but nowadays you get deals on stuff. That was just COVID BS that everyone was going through.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something to be said for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Just feel better about your purchase.
Yeah, there's a little bit more peace of mind, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Scruff says Odyssey headphones was bought by Sony, and I hear the newest Sony headphones coming out in January will have planar magnetic drivers.
Wow.
Wireless ones or something like that. Yeah, I forget the model name, but
I really, that's what you Android guys have. I really wish Apple would get on that lossless audio over Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever they're doing.
You Android guys.
That was to take. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah,
the cool kids. We're getting the messaging at least, so it won't be the photos and videos thing throwing all the group chats off. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, right. There is.
Hold on while I screen this spam call.
Okay.
You have an automated assistant? The spam?
Damn.
Yeah.
No, but it is literally communicating with the satellite when there's no internet service. I get AAA's on the way. How about yours? Like, oh shoot, that blown out tire on that dually out in the middle of nowhere. No problem.
Okay.
AAA's coming. The real man with the dump truck or whatever. I mean, there is that. So there's
Yeah, there's
tow trucks.
Good things. What else we got here? JBL Flex System work for. You see that one, Chana?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to find out what the name of this thing is on what do you call it? The Sony new Sony headphones. Somebody sent me.
I don't know. Have you seen the new creative? The creative ones are going to have solid state speakers in it.
What?
Yeah, there's a solid state headphone speaker from Creative Labs. They partnered with.
You got to show it.
I can't remember the name of the company.
Can you post a link or something?
Kickstarter didn't happen.
Yeah. You're always up on the latest.
Hey, I'm trying to look for a picture too. I'm trying to figure out
what does that even mean? A solid state speaker, like nothing moves, or?
So XMEMS is the company that Creative has partnered with. Let me post a link here.
I don't think I could find this.
Solid state speaker.
Have you guys ever tried the bone conductive?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to post it.
Okay, hold on a second. Tell me if this is it.
Here, I think I can do it here.
Is this it? Is that what you're talking about?
That's it.
Fidelity.
Solid state.
Yeah.
140 dB.
I think it originally stemmed from there's a company that's making like a solid state cooler for CPUs, like smaller CPUs that can fit inside of smartphones, and it's using vibrations to cool it and send it through like a radiator array. And I think that's how that's originally stemmed from.
I saw the thing
that idea, but I could be completely wrong on that, so don't take my word on that part. But I just
cool.
Maybe I don't understand what solid state means. Maybe I don't understand because
like how does it? Is it just? I think it's like a bone conductive headphone, kind of just repackaged. Like something similar to kind of technology, because it sounds so has to vibrate.
Yeah, that's my understanding is that something has to physically move, and when I
Makes
think
sense.
of like a solid state drive, that means that there are no moving parts.
Exactly, like a hard
Uh,
drive or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a little confused.
I think it's just a
interesting, though.
term.
and that has a driver, something that moves, because it says in that little description there.
Huh.
I
about
think just my like kind of layman brain,
Hmm.
instead of like a traditional speaker where it's like the cone moving in and out, it's going to be like a tactic
Correct.
motor, kind of like how your phone vibrates or something, but it's just super precise, so it'll move like a speaker. So
Okay.
essentially
Here, I
it's
have
like
I have a description.
almost like an
on it.
advanced planar. That's what I'm thinking it is in my head, like an advanced planar type thing.
So it says XMEM speakers going into products are chips with multi-silicone flaps coated in piezoelectric material that vibrate at audio frequencies.
There you go.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
they still vibrate.
It's
They
a
vibrate.
Still vibrate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so it's just like miniaturized bone conductive headphones that you can
Yeah.
buy for
Yeah,
20
yeah,
bucks.
yeah.
on
Okay, I
Amazon
think
right
they're
now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors.
Smoke
Right.
and
That's all it
mirrors.
is.
I found
They hired Fred to do the write up and make it sound fancy.
No, if they did that, it would be like 40 pages.
But then they hired the editor to cut it down after you. Yeah, so that's what that was.
So there so here's the thing on headphones.com about the Sony acquiring, and basically it looks like they're going to add planar magnetic into their headset for PlayStation 5, and possibly they use this Tempest 3D audio technology for their their spatial mumbo jumbo. So they're try and bring that. They're gonna put a planar magnetic headset for gaming. It's supposed to come out January.
Cool.
You know, there are a couple though. Like Odyssey themselves have a few games.
Oh, they have like 2 or 3. Yeah, I have one of them. I'm wearing Odysseys right now. These are the $1,800 ones. The
Fancy.
the Manny Marquine.
What you know about the ships?
machine. What's that?
The ships. I know Joe had a pair.
Oh, the SHP. Yeah, they're
All you
cool.
need.
They're cool, inexpensive. I mean, I don't know how accurate they are, but they, you can
Got
EQ
them
them.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this? Did you guys?
What do
I'm
we
sure
do?
you guys have seen this. Let's see. Window. Dirac Live for Denon, which we've known, right? We've known this. But here on Denon's website, it says complete with Dirac Live bass control. So that's kind of new.
Yeah,
Like
that is-
Dirac Live bass controls, they're kind of their version of a multi-sub optimizer.
right.
So it says it's now available for AVR A1H,
3800, 4800. That's it.
3800H, 4800H.
Yeah, 6800 too. Whenever
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
So it's not available for anything that costs more than $7,000.
So
Yeah.
okay, so there,
Oh yeah, look at $6,400 for that. Damn.
and then so I went here.
The
What I'm
AV
curious about is this available for the
Oh,
Marantz
okay.
stuff?
Yeah,
It should be.
That's what I was joking.
I'm
about.
sure
It should be, right?
Yeah, that's what I was joking
Yeah,
about.
let's see
Joe.
why not.
It's not available for that, right?
So
It's
let's
just
say if
for
I go
the-
here. What's interesting though is I go here and go to available licenses, and then so it has Dirac Live,
Mm-hmm.
right? Am I missing where it's supposed to have the bass control? Where is it?
Base control. I think it's just not updated. Yeah, because that one's an upgrade from partial bandwidth to full bandwidth. So it's
Yeah.
really only 2 options, two and a half, I guess.
That's the standard one.
Okay,
right there.
that one and then that one.
Yeah.
Are you seeing
It's the same.
two options? Wait, which one are you on? Is this the Denon or
So-
for the Marantz?
This is for the Denon.
See, I have the exact same page for the Marantz. You want to
Oh,
see
you
it?
do? Okay, can I see
Yeah.
it?
It's for the Cinema 50. Here we go.
Okay.
Boom. Does this not look exactly the same?
Yeah, it is.
Just
But
the
what-
colors.
What
Yeah.
other systems does it work on for Marantz? Like if you
It's
go
just-
one back, does it show
No. it's,
AV10?
well, for the here. This is the one that it says Dirac
Yeah, there you go.
compatible with.
Okay, there it is. AV10.
Yeah, Cinema
There you
4.
go. Okay. It's just interesting that it mentions Dirac Live bass control,
Uh-huh.
Not there.
but I don't see the licenses here. So,
Mhm.
But it also doesn't even have the 6800 listed on there, so it's probably just they need to update the
Okay.
website.
well, that should be interesting because that's a good feature. Base control. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, thought we should just kind of quickly mention that. Hopefully, they update this stuff pretty soon, and I'm curious to hear what people think about that. Victor was asking Fred forgot to tell us how he likes magic beans.
Oh yeah.
I can do that. So
Yeah,
I'll make
keep
it
on
really
our feet,
quick.
bro.
I'll make it really, really fast.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Here we go.
So I have the Arendals, as we know, and I love them, right? So I was using the Arendals after Joe had done Magic Beans. And I'm like loving these speakers. I'm like, oh my God, these things are unbelievable. And I kept thinking that I was using it in what is it called? The direct mode.
Pure direct, something
Pure
like that.
direct. I was thinking that because I kept, I was playing around with that. But then I noticed that the subwoofer was actually on the display. So I said, that doesn't seem right. So I start playing around with the buttons, and then it takes me to pure direct. And immediately I noticed the difference, right? And the difference was that the speakers became less dynamic and there was less presence, right? And so I would never, at this point, go back to using them without Magic Beans. I think Magic Beans is most definitely, it's made a difference. And also, when we just talk about movies, when I ran the Dirac, right, and that's the thing I was going all bananas. I needed to have that. I needed to have it. But then when Joe did the Magic Beans on my system, it brought out so much more bass. As a matter of fact, Dirac was like cutting off my SB3000. I have 4 of them, and it was cutting them off at like 40 hertz for whatever reason, or something ridiculous like that. And Joe was able to take them all the way down to, I think it was like 16 hertz or lower. And
Yeah, you have 4 of them, right?
yeah, I have 4 of them. And so the system just sounded so much better after the Magic Beans. So I can attest to the Magic Beans. And I'm not getting paid. There's no reason for me to say anything other than what I heard and what I hear. And honestly, I wouldn't go back.
There you go. Not sponsored, not an ad.
There you go. Yeah.
But that passion, that's yeah.
But you can't buy that. That's the thing. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't buy
You
true
buy
passion,
it.
right?
You cannot.
Yeah.
That came from the soul, like you felt that one.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm happy that you like it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear what other people have to say. Can't wait to get it out to everyone. I'm as excited as you guys. I know a lot of people are like, hey, I'm waiting for it. I'm also wanting to release it. It's not,
shit, dude. I gotta do this janky setup I got over here. Come on.
well, it's ready for our group. Our group, if they want to try it out, it's okay for our small group, but to release it to thousands of people, and them paying, it's tricky, right?
yeah,
I want to make sure I'm giving them what they deserve. Yeah.
Full tilt. Full tilt.
Yes.
Sunny Skies says, I tried my first manual calibration today. Epic failure. Loading the inverse of my response minus the target curve into Dirac definitely did it wrong. You answered him in the chat.
I just told him to message on our Discord group. Loading the inverse of his response minus the target curve in Dirac. Yeah, message me, because it's a little bit beyond the scope of this.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I don't want to outshine Fred as far as salesmanship, which I can't. But that's the thing with like your program or the beans and all. You can screw up a manual calibration. Like you can just take your speakers and just make it just sound like just tweeters. If you don't know, it's not really that hard to do. Just screw everything up. Just click here, move a slider, and this and that. So it's good to have. No one's perfect. There's professionals for a reason. So it's good to have someone, or at least a program that'll kind of nudge you in the right direction. You can still make mistakes, but that's worth a lot. It's just kind of having someone over your shoulder, kind of like, no, press that one, not this one.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Digital version.
The Magic Beans app is actually pretty easy and straightforward to follow. So
Yeah,
I can't wait till it's out, man. I want to use it on this thing here.
Well,
especially
anybody in our after show can try it out. So that's another benefit.
Yeah,
If you want to be part of our
part of the
crew.
crew. So HiFinest comes back. It says MultiEQ has a cutoff limit on the Curve Editor app before the EQ limit page. I set it to large, but still apply a cutoff to protect the speakers. Then set subs to 80 hertz, so it's duplicated 40 to 80.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting double that range in both.
Yeah. I think that the confusing part is what that is doing. So if you're on that Curve Editor page, I would have to look at it. I'd have to look at the app because there's several places where you can set the limit.
Could he use our crossover section in the toolkit, or just find a way to send a test tone of that that's the test tone of that 80 hertz or her 50 hertz test tone to see if the bass comes out of both of them? Isn't that?
Yeah, I think that'd be an easy way to test. Like play a test tone.
Yeah.
That is, 30 hertz, and see if it's playing loud. At equal volumes on both. But I think most people here are saying double bass is bad. I kind of agree. Like, I don't see a real use case for it.
Yeah, I think when it comes
ratchet, that's it.
When it
Get
comes to
ratchet.
yeah, because I was gonna say, you know what it
is,
reminds me of? Double bass reminds me of all channel stereo, right? I mean, it's one of those things that you're gonna get. What's that, Shauna?
This is a tone generator app on the phone, so you can just get something like this, and you just hit
those are
play,
cool.
and then it'll just generate tones for you, and then
Bluetooth
you just
or
use
something.
See, look,
You're scratching there.
I was gonna say, Shauna can scratch on anything.
Yeah.
DJ can't get the DJ out of me. But yeah, you can easily send a tone and see through the system and see where those frequencies are coming out of. It's going to be difficult, because you're talking about bass frequencies. So just make sure the woofer's rumbling on one and not on the other, or vice versa. Or just see what's happening. Like Joe said, just do one at 30. I would say do one at 50 or 60 to see what's happening in that middle area between 40 and 80.
Okay, so let me go ahead.
What's up?
I was just gonna show.
It reminded me of China with your new decorations. I remember at your old setup, you had your wine glasses as like the benchmark if a subwoofer works.
Yeah.
We got the camel shaking. It's humming now. What do we got for that?
Well, this C6 center channel has these little rubber feeties, and dude, the thing's solid, man. I'm blasting a bunch of house music, and like nothing is moving on the top of that center channel. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, the bass is.
You got to get one of those Hawaiian dancer bobblehead deals. There you go.
Yeah, to sit on top of the towers or something.
So here I'm in MultiEQ-X, right? And you see you can set cutoff mode. So this is where you apply all of your filters, right? All your PEQ settings. And let's say for the front speakers here, I can set it to auto, and it has a roll off there. And then you can override, and so and then you can set the frequency here. So I guess the question is like, I see what you're saying. Typically what this is for though is in Odyssey, what they expect is for you to do an automatic calibration, right? You're gonna measure your speakers, right? So you do a you're going to measure your speakers, right? You see it here. Include the position. And then it's going to tell you what the natural cutoff is, right? So at 50 hertz for the center, 70 hertz for this one, right? And so it's going to look at that and say, you know what? Because it's not producing any sounds below 70 hertz, don't even bother, right? Don't send it, don't let it play that information because it's just wasted power.
Yeah.
Right? So you could set this higher, right? So you could set it so that it's playing, anything only below 200 hertz. I mean, over 200 hertz, right? But I think I see what you're saying. Like, what if you make it roll off here, and then
Lose that.
yeah, I see what you're saying. And then over here, there's another place. This is what I was talking about. If you go into filter settings, sorry, this is slow because this is virtualized.
Man,
but over here, there's another one here. So here you can set auto. You can set 80 hertz and see what this pink line is showing is it's applying the filters that you've set, but it starts to apply it less and less as you get closer to 80 hertz. So it's not like it's applying the filters and it's not an on and off. It just gradually stops applying the filters, at the frequency that you've set here. All right. So that's why I was wondering which one you're talking about. Man, it's a lot to talk about on this, on a podcast. But I think what they want is they want a 24 hertz roll off, and a typical speaker might roll off at 12, right, dB per octave. And so I think the intention is for you to for them to stack the two, right? So you stack the roll off. So there's a natural roll off, and then you stack an additional 12 dB per octave roll off. So that matches, it becomes 24 dB, and that is what they use for the sub. So now you have 24 dB for the sub and 24 dB for the higher frequencies. I just I wouldn't mess with that. I'll tell you what I do is I prefer to, as you can see here, disable this. I apply my correction full range, and then let the AVR apply the crossover. It's kind of like when people ask, okay, my subwoofer has a crossover on the sub, right? Should I set it on the sub or should I set it on the AVR? And the answer is typically set the crossover on your sub either to off or as high as it possibly can go, and let the AVR
figure it out.
Let the AVR do it, because you don't want it to kind of interfere with one another, right? If you set it lower on one, and just keep it simple. Let one thing do it. So what is he saying here? Any other follow-ups? It's also to fine-tune the roll-off. Mains are here. It's also to fine-tune the roll-off. Mains are ported and subs are sealed, so playing with roll-off and slope is... Oh, okay. Mains are ported and subs are sealed. Oh, okay. All right. All right, you're getting a little advanced here. And what he's talking about is basically below the port tuning frequency, there's kind of inversion in the phase, and so you could get cancellation. And so he's trying to make it so that the ported, what you're trying to do is kind of make it so your ported ones are acting like sealed ones, so that they don't interfere. Maybe it'll just be easier to like seal them up first, right? Plug the port if you can, and then do the stuff that you're doing. I still don't understand why you'd want to do the LFE plus mains, So anyway, if you want to message me, we can kind of go through some of this stuff together, one-on-one, and try to figure out how to do what you're trying to do. I think it might be a little bit beyond this show. Anyway, I think we're at 2 hours and 13 minutes. You guys are awesome. We're going to continue in the after show.
We're going to continue this in the after show. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Everybody here on YouTube, go to crew.dailyhifi.com to join the crew so you can jump into the after show and you can nerd out with Joe about all this stuff that I have no idea what's happening. And then there's also anchor.fm/dailyhifi if you like to listen to the podcast, the audio version only. And of course, there is merch at our merch shop, shop.dailyhifi.com. And that's about it. Come back if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube. Make sure you come in Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, so you can actually hang out, ask questions. Maybe next week we should take some calls. Yeah.
Let's see. We haven't done that in a while, but It's good to have you guys over here. Hopefully everybody else is watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope Scott and Jay and And Fred, I hope you guys enjoyed being with us here live, even though we do this every week.
Definitely.
You just
That's
got to
cool.
make sure your
It's
background
still-
clean.
Yeah, it was great, honestly.
Yeah, it's more
Fred should
formal.
start a
but
channel.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
More
for
formal,
sure.
yeah.
yeah, it is a little bit.
For
And
sure. He could at least a podcast, just words of wisdom with Fred or something like that.
Words of
Yeah.
wisdom with Fred.
There you go.
Like that.
He's been our age, but we've never been his age. You gotta
That's
think about
true.
it like that.
I have a hat that I bought. It says, "I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this old before."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fred's got the one-liners.
Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does. And don't forget, everybody, to go to spatialcd.com and grab your spatial audio calibration toolkit, 15% off with the code DHF15. On that note, thank you all for hanging out, and we will see you next week.